One of the things we have to correct in America, people should not have to feel bad about living in any part of the country where their politics isn't the majority. And that works both ways.
I agree.
Like, you didn't feel comfortable there, and that's wrong. And look, I never stop ragging on liberals and woke people, not liberals. I'm a liberal. These people are different. For just being snobs. This is the I won't eat with you at Thanksgiving people. This is the no contact thing. You know, lots of liberals wouldn't be comfortable at a NASCAR rally either. I mean, there are places where but I will say, and this is something I'm gonna say Friday night, the liberals are worse about this. I will admit it, and we have to look in the mirror on that one. We are just worse at the snobby thing.
Bill Maher recently sat down with Lara Trump, and the conversation ignited right away. Many viewers on the left were stunned as Maher and Lara exchanged blunt observations in sync. The dialogue was fast, fearless, and genuinely gripping. Buckle up, this discussion doesn't ease in gently.
I've done the same topic, I feel like, every year because I have to, because there's only one topic that's sort of appropriate, which is it's Thanksgiving. Be with your family. Don't cut off your family.
Agreed.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Even when there's a lot of things we don't agree on, and there's certainly a lot of things your father-in-law does that I don't like, and he has let me know.
I'm sure he has.
Oh, yes. But, you know, but here's the difference. I'll tell you the difference. When I went there, I brought that is a page of 56 different, just the mind of a man who could come up with those many off the top of his head. I know, this is, of course, over many years.
Of course.
But still, it's just like, I couldn't come up with that many variations if I tried.
Very creative.
They dove headfirst into the controversy. Maher opened by criticizing how politics has seeped into everything, even Thanksgiving. He pointed out that some progressives now avoid sharing a holiday table with conservative family members, choosing ideology over personal bonds. According to Maher, this mindset fuels the nation's growing divide. Bringing Lara Trump on was intentional, a reminder that people with radically different opinions can still sit together, share a meal, and talk respectfully. Disagreement doesn't require hostility, and traditions like Thanksgiving shouldn't be casualties of political warfare.
They were giving all these jokes about something was going on with his hand. And I said,
the hand.
Save yourself. I'm 70. That could be my hand tomorrow.
It's true.
So
absolutely.
I'm not making fun of physical deformities and that stuff.
Good for you.
It was fun for a minute, and but like, yeah, I don't need it. And if we can like do that on a bigger basis where people are talking and giving, somebody has to give a little somewhere.
Exactly. I agree.
For context, online chatter recently focused on a minor medical issue involving Trump's hand. It's not serious, not dangerous, and certainly not the crisis some critics have framed it as. Predictably, opponents jumped on it, turning a routine health matter into mockery. Maher refused to join in. He emphasized that health quirks happen to everyone and shouldn't be used as political ammunition. To him, this fixation signals desperation, no different from past ridicule aimed at Biden's physical struggles.
And I always give the conservatives their props on that.
Yeah.
I say it almost every time a conservative is on the show or comes here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm willing to sit down and talk to anybody.
Ask any conservative. Unfortunately, we can't ask Charlie Kirk, who was here.
That's right.
Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene was on real time, either here or on the show. Ask any of them. They will always, Ted Cruz, they will always say, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time. Now there are people who I wouldn't have here, like that little prick Nick Fuentes.
This stance is exactly what triggers outrage on the far left. Bill Maher offering any credit to conservatives is enough to spark fury. To many activists, conservatives aren't just opponents, they're people to avoid entirely. So when someone like Maher, often associated with liberal culture, acknowledges that conservatives might occasionally be right, it feels like treason. Instead of debating his points, critics lash out over the mere act of praise. Even minimal validation is treated as unacceptable.
Prick, like Trump is not.
No.
I mean, Larry David said I had dinner with her because it was such a bull thing.
Yeah.
Trump is not. This Fuentes kid, that's.
No, that. There's nothing I will say that I've heard come out of his mouth that I think I agree with, or many people who consider themselves MAGA. And quite frankly, the fact that he's got a Trump flag up behind him shouldn't say that, we agree with him.
Maher has also drawn heavy criticism for rejecting claims that Trump is a looming authoritarian figure. Many on the left are angry that he won't echo their harshest labels. Maher stands firm, arguing that such comparisons are not only inaccurate but reckless. He mentioned that after recently sharing dinner with Trump, nothing about the experience suggested someone plotting tyranny. Calling the rhetoric exaggerated and careless has put Maher squarely at odds with his own side.
I should have the right to choose. I shouldn't, the coercion that went on during COVID, I was not down with that.
Terrible.
Okay, so you can see why the left is very skeptical of me on that issue. I'm still not where RFK is. And where is he? I don't know, because he'll say one thing and then I'm like, look, I'm reading it out of your book, I said to him, you said, all vaccines, you're against all vaccines. That's what you think? I said, well, yeah, you wrote it. What do you mean? But he,
But he can have his opinion, and then there's public policy as well. And I think that for so many people who, look at the people who lost their jobs because they didn't get the COVID vaccine, all the problems it caused.
He was equally blunt when discussing how the left handled COVID, particularly mandates and social pressure. Maher argued that broad vaccine requirements often reflected political overconfidence more than nuanced public health judgment. He recalled people losing jobs, being ostracized, or shamed simply for declining a vaccine, especially amid shifting and sometimes confusing guidance. Maher criticized the atmosphere of fear and moral certainty that punished dissent instead of encouraging open discussion. He also pointed to Dr. Fauci's frequent media appearances, noting how confident claims were later revised without much accountability. For Maher, it was a clear example of authority colliding with panic, to the public's detriment.
Congressman Eric Swalwell had him on the show. I thought, wow, this guy is just way too hungry. Thirsty, I think the kids call
thirsty.
It.
The kids do say thirsty.
He's thirsty and just too left for me, like California. And so, did I cry crocodile tears? No, but he and Letitia James, I think, in New York. We're talking about checking the wrong box on if you're going to do that, let's go through everybody's mortgage loan, because I think you'll find some people on your side who might have done that.
I can promise you this.
Maher also scrutinized allegations surrounding mortgage paperwork involving well-known left-leaning figures. Referencing media coverage and online reporting, he highlighted claims tied to Eric Swalwell and Letitia James, stressing that even technical issues can carry serious legal weight. He made clear this wasn't about partisanship, acknowledging that Republicans could face similar scrutiny. His point was consistency. If laws were broken, consequences should follow. No exemptions, no political insulation. Let investigators do their work and let facts determine the outcome.
If people don't know, and we're going to talk about it on my show Friday, I think, she said, don't even ask me to run for president because we're not ready for it. And we proved that, and the country needs to grow up. And that is not my take on this. My take on this is, first of all, it's not a scientific fact that the two women who the Democrats ran lost because they're women, which is exactly what the premise of your comment is. We ran women and they didn't win. Well, first of all, Hillary did win.
Turning to Michelle Obama's recent remarks, Maher criticized the suggestion that Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton lost elections simply because they are women. He called that explanation overly simplistic and disconnected from reality. Elections hinge on policy, messaging, and voter trust, not a single identity factor. Reducing losses to gender alone ignores strategic missteps and weak connections with voters. Maher argued that leaning too heavily on identity politics obscures real lessons and ultimately weakens democratic accountability.
One of the things we have to correct in America, people should not have to feel bad about living in any part of the country where their politics isn't the majority, and that works both ways.
I agree.
Lots of liberals wouldn't be comfortable at a NASCAR rally either. There are places where, but I will say, and this is something I'm going to say Friday night, the liberals are worse about this. I will admit it, and we have to look in the mirror on that one.
At its core, the message resonated. Everyone deserves to feel safe and respected, regardless of political beliefs. What matters most is our shared identity as Americans working toward better lives for ourselves and future generations. Political labels shouldn't dictate whether someone feels welcome in a neighborhood or community. Mutual respect, common goals, and basic dignity should always outweigh partisan differences.
I don't know any conservatives who don't at least talk.
Right.
You know? Now, maybe that's because you won. Maybe that's because it's easy.
There was a time where we didn't.
And you still came. It's true.
Yes, there was a time we didn't.
They're happy warriors. I remember that term when I was a kid. Like, that was somebody who was like, and that's what Republicans usually are. They're happy warriors. They come there. You see, I don't pull my punches. They take their shots like a man.
Maher's conclusion is straightforward. Political disagreements shouldn't prevent respectful engagement, meaningful relationships, or everyday comfort. Communities thrive when coexistence and civility are the norm. Once again, Maher found himself complimenting conservatives, noting that they often appear more willing to engage openly on his show. He's observed that many conservative guests welcome challenges and defend their views without personal attacks, making for substantive conversations. In contrast, he argues that some liberals prefer echo chambers where ideas go largely untested. For Maher, the appeal isn't about ideology. It's about openness, confidence, and the willingness to debate honestly. That readiness to face scrutiny keeps conversations real and compelling. And with that, we wrap up today's video. If you found it worthwhile, be sure to like and subscribe for more content ahead.